Was it clear, like, as you were filming this, like, this was gonna be the narrative? Like, I mean, I know it happens, but, like, to your point, editing is a lot. Like, could you tell this was it? Like, this was the storyline? Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because every time I filmed after that, that's all they wanted to talk about. And every time I filmed, I talked about what I wanted to talk about, which was the fact that Candace took this as an opportunity to try to sue me civilly. She wanted to sue me civilly, and her attorney threatened me basically if I didn't participate in whatever civil suit that they were looking to get or whatever money they wanted, then they were going to file a complaint. And we were in talks with them. My attorney kept suggesting that we do mediation. They kept turning mediation down, and next thing we know, after they asked for money again, and we said we're not paying you a dime. If you sustained any injuries, you need to go seek workman's comp. So we're not paying you anything. Then all of a sudden they filed the complaint, and I find out via a news reporter that I had charges pressed against me. So they didn't even tell us, like, okay, we're going to go a different route. Nothing. They just wanted to do what they wanted to do. So every time I discussed that on camera, they didn't show any of that. They didn't want to talk about the fact that Candace wanted money from me.
because that would, in a way, yeah, I mean, I guess that wouldn't break the fourth wall. So I guess there was a way they could have done that.
Absolutely. If they could talk about legal stuff and showing her go to the courthouse, they wanted me to go to the courthouse on camera. They wanted me to sit down with my attorney on camera. And I said, no, this is legal matter. I cannot do that. I won't do that. And I'm not participating with that. If she wants that to be her storyline, that's fine. I have other things that I can talk about. Life still goes on. Cover this. Cover me still being a mom and a wife and still running my businesses after something crazy happening in my life. But they didn't want to see that.
Well, how optimistic of you that you feel in season 5 that that's still a possibility after all this. Yeah, I don't think they want to see that. Did you ever think of just paying Candace, like when she was demanding this money, and just, no?
I would pay my attorney millions of dollars before I gave her a penny.
I
If that's
get
what it
it.
took. She was not deserving of anything. I'm the person who walked away with an injury, and I didn't even pursue money from her. I had a $900 bill from my dentist. I didn't even seek for her to pay that. I just paid it, did what I had to do, and kept moving.
I don't even know. I mean, I'm not on a Bravo show, but I mean, like, they call it like the Danielle Staub clause, because from New Jersey, Danielle Staub way back in the day allegedly sued one. I thought that there was a clause that, like, you couldn't come after a cast member civilly in the contract.
It in our contract in so many ways, yeah, you cannot, because we hold harmless anything that happens on set. So as long as cameras are around and present and we're working, we're all held harmless. So no, I mean, we could literally die on set and nobody can sue Bravo for it. Nobody can sue production or another person for it. So I'm like, I don't even know why they tried it. But what's interesting is her attorney said to my attorney verbatim, we're going to sue her for millions and Bravo's going to capture it all. That's what he said. So clearly they were fine with watching this play out on TV. Maybe they wanted to see me go to jail. Maybe they wanted to see me have to pay her, a large sum of money. So maybe they were hoping to capture that on camera.
And you believe it when he said that, like, Bravo knew this? And
Oh yeah, I definitely believe they knew it because they did nothing to try to even help us come to terms and solve the issue so that we can move forward. No one, not one person tried to help us move past this on or off camera.
right, so, like, off camera, they never stepped in, like, Monique, don't countersue, make this like this is a disaster. Just, you didn't hear from anyone.
Nothing.
Wow. Right, like, you would think as a valued employee on, like, a highly rated show, you're giving a lot to the public, and they would, try to make this go away or mitigate it somehow.
Yeah, you would think that. And I even asked, I was like, are y'all going to step in and talk to her or say something like, why is this turning legal? This is crazy. And nothing, nothing. I honestly, looking back on it, I'm like, okay, they really did want to see this. They wanted to see this play out. They wanted as much drama as they could get out of it. And they really didn't care how it affects you personally because we're not people to them. We're pawns in a game. We're puppets on a string and they want to capture whatever they can capture.
And that's where I think so many housewives don't ever realize that. Cause like there is an expiration date. You're right. Like when they're done, they're done. Like there's the door. So, you know, you would think that like when all, you know, not on Potomac as much because there hasn't been that many cast changes, but everyone else, like the doors, it's a revolving door. So like you would think as an employee, you would say like, no, you are going to discard me. But everyone's so shocked when they get terminated. That's what is so shocking to me.
Look, I went on and got my butt up out there before they can get rid of me first.
Well, I talk about you on this show all the time because I can't tell you how many ex-housewives, former housewives I have on the show. And I'm like, no shade. I have been fired from 8,000 jobs. I can go down the list and tell you all the jobs I've been fired from. But when someone comes on my show, I'm just like, it's no big deal. It was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years ago. Just like, I'm giving you a chance to say that you got fired. It's okay. And I get an answer and then eventually I move on because I'm like, I'm not going to push you that hard. But nobody will own up to it. Hardly anyone. It's so shocking.
Why?
So
If I got fired, I would just say, yeah, I was fired, but I didn't. And also, what's interesting is when they called me to offer me back for season 6, I was on the phone and I was just quiet. And they were like, are you excited? And I was like, I honestly thought y'all were going to fire me. And they all started laughing like, what? No. I mean, I was like, well, I didn't know. So everything I've been doing has been the mindset of they're probably going to fire me. They offered me back. They sent me my offer letter. I have all that documented. Y'all know I don't have a problem showing my receipts. But yeah, they offered me back for season 6. What they do is you have a contract that is for so many years. So they basically, they accept their right to move forward with the next year. So they basically offered me back. And then a couple of days later is when I saw the third part of the reunion. And I was pissed. I was completely turned off. For them to show me and my husband's live response that we went live on Instagram, and then for them not to show why we went live in the first place, which was because of what Candace said, where she actually admitted that there was a plot. I was just like, wow, why are y'all protecting the villains, the true villains? Why are y'all protecting them? And that's when I knew, I said, yeah, my time is done, because there's no way I'm gonna go back on this platform just so that they can do again to me in season 6 what they did to me in season 5. Clearly, they have their heart set on who it is that they want to protect and shelter and tell this fake story. And I'm no longer going to participate. So I literally quit on Instagram Live after the third part of the reunion aired. At 10:31 p.m., I sent an email to all of the Bravo VPs and Truly Original, who is our production company, their VPs. And I said, thank you for this opportunity. I no longer want to participate with this show. I'm asking to be released from my contract. They responded via email 3 weeks later saying, okay, we release you. I guess they thought I would change my mind, or maybe I was joking. But yeah, they sent me an email 3 weeks later acknowledging my email and then releasing me.
wow. Did you try to follow up in that 3 weeks?
Yeah, I'm like, hello, did you get my email? Or is somebody going to say something? And I ended up having a call with 2 VPs, and we talked, and they were like, okay, well, I was like, well, this is my decision. They were a little confused because they were like, well, when we talked to you and offered you back for season 6, you seemed happy. And I said, yeah, I was, until I saw the third part of the reunion, and I was completely turned off. My family will not be made a mockery of, so y'all can have it, and I'm done.
What did they say to that when you specifically mentioned the third part of the reunion? Were they
made it, they said, well, the fans were on your side. It doesn't matter about the fans being on my side. What y'all tried to do was reckless and low down. And the fans being on my side was not something that they planned. That just so happened to be that way. So don't try to take credit like you did something to make the fans like me more, because that wasn't what the plan was. The fans saw through the BS and they were upset of how I was treated. So there's a huge difference.
Yeah, I think the fans being on your side had nothing to do with anyone at the parent company. I think that's just
Right.
how it played out. So you really spent the whole season saying, oh, I'm going to be fired.